What's your most memorable truth or dare story? It was Halloween, and I was at a classmate's place with some of my and their friends. After a while of just talking, we decided to play truth or dare. The game started out with boring answers and questions, and no one had the balls to choose dare. So as soon as someone asked me truth or dare, I decided to choose dare, and I could see they all had been waiting for someone to say dare. I had to strip down naked in front of my classmates and friends. This seems kind of childish now that I'm older, but for a teenager this was pretty serious. After thinking over if I should do it or not, I decided that I should strip down. As soon as I was completely naked, my friends and classmates started laughing. I awkwardly joined in on the laughter to not seem insecure, but I was really bad at hiding how awkward I was. For a teenager, you would start wondering if they laughed at the fact that I was naked, or if they laughed at my peen for its size. All I have to say is that I searched up the average size of a peen that day, and was at a going away party for my best friend after 8th grade. He was moving away. Probably 8 of us. Half girls, half boys. Nothing crazy is happening. Game is about over, and I go to the bathroom. It's over when I get back. The hottest girl in school, in my opinion anyway, she was above average and more developed than most, came up to me away from everyone, and said she thought I was really cute, and asked if I wanted to kiss. So we did. Then she asked if I wanted to be her boyfriend, and I was so excited and happy. You guys know what happened after. It honestly messed with my head really badly. I couldn't trust a girlfriend 4 years after that. I'm big dumb. I honestly don't know what happened after this. She smacked you? I went to a shutty school. So in elementary, if we got too loud in the cafeteria, we would have silent days for the rest of that day, and like the next day. It was dumb, because that's the time for kids to get their energy out. Anyway, me and my friends never really listened. We did a loud whisper. I got dared to stand on top of the table and scream something. I don't remember what it was, because it was years ago. I don't usually pass down a dare, so I only stood up. I was a bit of a chicken, and screamed whatever it was. I quickly sat down, and about shut myself. We started laughing, and I thought I was safe, until a teacher grabbed my arm, and pulled me outside of the cafe and lectured me. I only started to cry a little, haha. I have other truth or dare stories that are NSFW, but that one stuck with me more, because I got in trouble. Directed at me, and there was only the two of us. Do the first thing that comes into your head. I didn't want to, so I told him, why don't you do the thing you think I'm thinking of? And that's the story of how I had the first kiss with my fiancé. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Okay everybody, let's go home. I was on a field trip with my 2 friends in another state. It was a 3-day overnight field trip, and one night we decided to sneak into the boys' hotel room to go hang out with them. We started out playing Uno, but eventually got bored of that and started playing Truth or Dare. Being teenagers, the truth consisted of stuff like body count and first times, and dares ranged from put on 10 shirts to eventually kissing. But we'll get there later. Throughout the trip, one of the guys, let's call him Anthony, had been low-key flirting with me, but I brushed it off because I looked like crap and didn't think anyone could find me even remotely attractive at the time. Anyway, back to the game. It's my turn, and when I pick truth, one of the guys asks me, "What do you think about Anthony?" with a bit of a clever grin, and Anthony blushes instantly. I just sort of go into how I think he is a really nice guy and pretty cool, and I unexpectedly ended with, "And you know, he's pretty hot too." Anthony is blushing his head off right about now, and all the guys are going, "Oh, oh, 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 oh." The game proceeds, and one of my friends asks Anthony, "What do you think about creative a name?" Anthony blushes even more and says how he thinks I'm really cute, and he has been trying to hang out with me the whole trip and get my attention. So now that it is up in the air that we are both sort of into each other, the next dare is for him to kiss me on the cheek, which he does, but of course not without a good moment of him blushing his head off. Then we are dared to kiss each other. Cue both of Loki flipping out going, "Where's the chapstick?" and me running to the bathroom for a good 30 seconds to compose myself. So we kiss each other for the first time with an audience. Then they dare us to kiss for longer, which we do, again with an audience. Anthony then decides to get back at the two playing Cupid by daring them to kiss, which was pretty funny, because they definitely were not into it. Eventually it was 5 in the morning, and we had to sneak back to our rooms before the chaperones woke up, but not before Anthony and I shared a quick hug, this time our own free will, and not a dare. Breakfast was at 6, so we decided there was no point at trying to sleep, and we just got ready for the day. Down at breakfast I had to try to keep a straight face when one of the chaperones asked if I slept well. Ended up going to prom with and dating Anthony for a short time, and he is still the best kisser I've ever met. TL. Doctor, got dared to kiss someone and ended up getting a prom date out of it. Quite nice, but I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for marriage, kids, 50 years together, etc. Shakes fist angrily. Damn you Disney movies. There was a group 1 to play spin the bottle. Memorable part was the bottle landing on me and the girl I had an insane crush on and her saying no, followed by it landing her and my best mate she only just met. They spent the rest of the night glued to each other's lips. XD second time was last year. 2 of us played. We used a dare generator. Mine was to take her bra off with my teeth. Can't complain. Holy shit. In college, girls across the hall played truth or dare, and one dare was to write call me maybe and her number and put it on the first unlocked dorm room's corkboard. Worked out well for me. I was dared to go stand in the corner because no one wanted to corrupt me. It was not a fun time for me. Sounds like something my friends would do. Yo ETOOP 40 s. Went to visit family in Hawaii with a friend. I had met a guy through Instagram from Hawaii and he agreed to fly over from a neighboring island for the day. He took us cliff diving and then we went to a hotel bar for drinks. We started to play truth or dare and my friend dared him to propose to me to get free drinks. I immediately said no, since I had only met him that day and he didn't feel comfortable doing the dare. We move on and keep on playing the game. He eventually said he had to use a restroom and left. 20 minutes go by and he didn't come back. At this point, I thought he had gotten uncomfortable by the dare and left, which was a bummer because I liked him. A while later, and he comes back with a beautiful pearl ring and proposes. The lady next to us started crying and we got free drinks. We are still friends and I laugh every time I think of this story. Smash a bottle over your head. They said it would be fun. They said, you're just not loco enough. I got dared to finger my stepsister for the rest of the game. WHTREOUDOING step bro. Pornhub takes a toll on you. This is gonna sound weird because it isn't very memorable technically. I was dared to down a big glass of what was essentially a bit of the drink of everyone else's drink. This was a uni party, so you basically had a cocktail of cocktails, mixes and everything else. I don't remember anything after that. I woke up in my own bed, however, a large purple stain covering from my mouth, down the pillow, and onto the bedding. It was not there before. The drink wasn't purple either. To this day I don't know what the purple actually was. Should mention I'm a lightweight when it comes to drink, but this mug contained bits of shot CCT as well as your usual drinks. Those things are effing lethal. An incredible mix of different alcohols. Playing with 3 girls. Truth. Which one of us did you have a crush on? Answer, all of them. My response, I'll give you all the cash in my pocket if you don't make me answer that. Result, embarrassed, single and £3.81 poorer. Reddit. Formatting. Sad, as all of them was the perfect answer. My first kiss from a girl, on the cheek. I remember the feeling like it was yesterday. My face lit up and was as warm as a hot summer day. That was over 15 years ago now. A wholesome youth club does these group activities to help kids socialize, learn to communicate better. They make us sit together in a large circle and go around one at a time. One of them was truth or dare. 2 guys are there and happen to be siblings. They are close, but also quite competitive and great at messing with each other. Rules of the game was, when it was your turn you could nominate anyone you wanted for truth or dare and they get to choose which one to do. Younger brother chooses his older brother. Older brother chooses truth. Younger brother says, F, marry or kill. Without missing a beat, older brother goes, I'll have to say, given the choices, I'll have to go with F you, brother. In that instance, the older brother cows his younger through sheer embarrassment. I think it was 8th grade. A girl I was friends with dared me to switch clothes with her. It was funny because I was short and chubby and she was tall and thin. She took her clothes off in front of me and it took me by surprise and I did the same. It was pretty weird at first. Found out a year later she had a crush on me. We never dated, but she was still cool. My friends and I were about 9 years old and playing truth or dare out in the yard while my mom did some yard work nearby. Being 9, nothing really got too crazy looking back, with the most daring things being shut like which boy do you like at school or jump in the pool with your clothes on. Except for Julie. Julie was in it to win it. Julie was hardcore. Julie asked the most uncomfortable truths and the hardest dares. It was my turn to truth and or dare someone one. And I thought I'd get Julie for once. I asked her truth or dare. She said dare. I thought of the most horrible dare a 9-year-old could think of. I saw my dog take a dump in the corner of the yard. I thought, no, there's no way anyone would do that. No way. I dared her to lick the dog turd. And Julie said okay. She walked over and picked it up. This is where my mom looked up from what she was doing and yelled Julie. No, but it was too late. Julie did it. She licked the dog turd. It was a lot grosser to watch than we all expected it to be. It wasn't even funny, it was just gross. And she walked back triumphantly without even asking for mouthwash or anything. Meanwhile my mom is flipping her entire shut and runs over, and she's like, Julie, what do you think you're doing? Who made you do that? Are you okay? And Julie's like, yeah, I'm fine. I just got dared. It's not a big deal. I told mom I didn't think she'd actually do it. I'm so sorry. I thought she'd chicken out. My mom made her go inside and rinse out her mouth with mouthwash and told her to let her know if she started feeling sick. She told the rest of us that the game is over and we were to go and play something less horrible. None of us objected. I have never played truth or dare since. It turns out I don't get any sort of enjoyment out of watching people do gross shit. TL. Doctor, dead girl to lick dog poop, didn't think she'd actually do it. She did. My mom was not impressed. For anyone wondering, all Julie said was it tasted bad. She wouldn't give us any more description, and I'm not about to go find out what it tastes like for myself. Made out with a girl at a party in 7th grade and knocked her molar out. How in the F do you knock one of someone's back teeth out while kissing? Was about 13, playing truth or dare with my best friend and a couple girls. Picked dare. Was dared to kiss my best friend. We are both guys. Girls told us they'd kiss if we did. That was enough to make us do it. We did it, and I felt an amazing rush of feelings that was totally absent when I'd kissed girls. While my friend was getting off on watching the girls uphold their part of the bargain, I was wishing I could rewind time and experience our kiss again. So my friend unwittingly awakened my sexuality. You clearly forgot to say back quote no homo. We were all like 12 to 15 years old, and outside in a tent. It started out pretty innocent, but as it went on things got weirder and weirder. Eventually I was dared by my friend to eat out his sister in front of everyone, and she was the oldest one there. I had never even heard of eating a girl out before this moment, and it had to be explained to me for whatever reason she was actually willing to do it despite basically being volunteered. My friend, she just pulled her pants off right there in the tent and I went down. I could also see out of the corner of my eye one of the other guys jerking his duck in his shorts. The dares continued to go even further after that. Believe it or not, no one had 6, but many more articles of clothing were removed from various people. To say the least, puberty is a strange time. What the F? Usually, I don't play truth or dare because I'm scared of getting an insane dare at a friend's birthday party. I ended up playing and actually had fun. We had a rule that if you decided to play, you had to go through 5 truths and dares before you could stop. One girl had to put her foot in the toilet. A girl who's terrified of spiders had to put her hand in an old dollhouse filled with spiders. We played in the basement. And the most memorable part of it for me personally was getting dared to lick the puppy's ear. We were allowed to ask for a different dare, but I decided for some dumb reason that I was going to do it, and I did. Now, whenever I think about it, the tip of my tongue starts to feel weird because I remember the feeling of it too well. Greater than sign. I was dared to cut my own hair, Edward Scissorhands style. Me and my friends really enjoyed airing each other till like random shit. The highlights are benches, trash cans and public wooden chairs. This thread brought out the championship bullshitters. Can confirm. I used to make up story and I cringe every time I think about it. When I was 5 or 6 my cousin dared me to drive my mum's car. Luckily it was a semi-auto, and I kinda lagged into a drywall. In me mum's car. VROOM. I was a miserable little bastard in 9th grade and I dared 2 friends I was playing matchmaker with to put their noses together for a full minute. I regret this now, god I was such a little asshole. Friend 1 was super uncomfortable with it cause she knew she liked friend 2 and was trying to set them up. She had her eyes closed the whole time cause she was so nervous, and friend 2 just put her finger on friend 1's nose and held it there for a minute. To this day friend 1 still believes friend 2 actually pressed their noses together, and she swears it's the closest I ever came to kissing the girl I liked. My close friend and I were playing Truth or Dare with some other people at a party once. The game quickly turned vulgar. I remember my friend asking me, and I chose truth. She asked if I masturbate. Yes. We all then had a side conversation about the topic, and she asked me if I would like to FaceTime her and masturbate with her. FCK since then, we're kinda like a chill frustration reliever for each other. Like her inviting me over because she got a new dildo she wants us both to use or something. Strangely, she claims to be straight. When me and my friends were 15, 16 we'd go hang out at the local beachside park after hours and just sit around drinking 3-liter bottles of store brand cola and goofing off. One night around midnight someone suggested Truth or Dare. On my first turn I choose truth and the asker started in on a suicide attempt I failed the previous year, trying to get details. It was still a fresh wound for me, my depression and bipolar disorder, so when my second turn came around I picked Dare. There was this kid who was part of our group was head over heels in love with me, probably because I was the only person who didn't make fun of him, because he was only 5'3" and treated him like a person. I was dared to go into the dark, empty park and do sexual things with him for 10 minutes. I didn't feel the same way about him, but I thought he was very sweet, and he was my best friend at the time, so I went into the park with him. He could tell I was uncomfortable, so we sat where no one could see us, and we just talked about how much our friendship meant to each other. I told him how his friendship helped me get through life after my illness, and he said he knew I didn't feel the same about him, but he was grateful that I never made him feel like a bad guy for loving me. I told him he could tell the group I let him touch my ass and one of my breasts, his choice as to which side when we returned to the group, and I'd tell everyone that while I didn't see his peanut felt pretty big. We did end up dating a year later, and he remains my favorite ex and the only one I'm on good terms with. Years ago in grade school, one of my friends got dared to drink her pee and literally did it. Calm down Sarah, it's only a game and that's repulsive. I know kids are stupid, but who wouldn't rather be known as the girl who wimped out at Truth or Dare rather than the girl who drank her own pee? M was dared to kiss a boy back in middle school. That day that solidified the thought of, yeah, know what, this ain't that bad, bisexual ever since. I ended up coming out as gay to a group of friends during a Truth or Dare game. Gave me the courage to come out to the rest of my friends. Ruined the Truth and Dare vibe atmosphere. Or how was it responded to? Deleted. Mission failed successfully. Getting kissed and hugged by many girls during puberty. My first kiss from a guy when I wasn't even playing. It was in my school bus. We were like 5 on the bus. They decided to play Truth or Dare. And I don't know if someone updated the game, because we did. PS, I never play Truth or Dare because I'm really scared of whatever can happen. Also too scared to play. Someone dared me to buy 10 pizzas for everyone. Then when I did another dare, which was 2 turns after the last, they dared me to go home, burn the house down. Deleted. How exactly did you go about it? Feeling hearts. My first kiss, when I was 11. I was playing Truth or Dare with this boy I had a crush on that weekend. We were on a big camping trip with our families, and I had just met him, never saw him again after, and he dared himself to kiss me. It was so bold of him. I still remember it 15 years later. Cha real smooth. I once got dared to break into the house next door, not to steal anything, but to rearrange the furniture. Did you do it? Who's your secret crush? I prob came up with a random name. One dude dared another dude to come in my mouth. I'm not saying anything, but neither of our mothers raised a pussy. We said no homo though. Edit, no homo. Don't forget to like this video and follow this channel to hear more editception.